Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Warhammer 3 Total War, playing as the Lizardmen. Still, in this general part of the world. We've been here for a few episodes, it feels like. I recruited the army. Down here, it's on the move. It also has mutagenic energies for the next 5 turns. I know, what can I say? We're the luckiest bunch out there. These guys have set sail, they're going somewhere, but they're also taking more attrition at sea, so I don't know what to tell you. Next turn, I'm going to start recruiting down here, and I think that's about everything I have to tell you. We've sacked this place, we're retraining or replenishing our forces. Yeah. All in all, everything's going fine. I took a bit of a break between this episode and the last one to try and find a couple of mods for Oxyotl, right? And I'm going to try them, see if they work. Now, this is the second Battle of Lamia. This time I intend on occupying it. But the enemy garrison has been fully reinforced, so it's a good opportunity for me to play around with the mod that I've installed for Oxyotl and see if it makes any, huge differences in his power level and how he plays and etc, etc. He should have a little bit more damage now when it comes to his ranged attacks. I think he only deserves it. I think that's only fair, right? I think it added like a little bit of splash damage to his attacks, and it added, although the tiniest bit, mind you, and from what I understand, it also added reload speed, or reduced reload speed, if you will. So, yeah, he should be a little bit better, and on top of that, I tried to get the slightly more interesting poisons mod to work, but no, it's way too old and out of date, unfortunately. Anyways, I will try, see what happens, because this is the perfect scenario to test things out, and I will let you know, because otherwise I would have auto-resolved this and moved on, but I won't take too much of your time with what we're currently doing. Okay, so I think I've done enough damage to be able to report on this. Literally, as I start the sentence, someone has to burst in through the door because it's raining, and apparently that's vital information that I need right now. Anyway, sorry, that really tickled my nerves. Where was I? Yeah, so examining the buff. It's not bad, but it's probably the smallest, least impactful buff I've seen any really unit receive from a mod in this game ever. As you can see, the per shot damage is roughly the same. The teeny tiny bit of extra damage that they get in terms of AoE does help knock out maybe one extra enemy at a time or something like that, occasionally if you get the angle right. And I changed the toxin type to poison, so it does damage over time now, so it's a little bit better. I think this is the best option for how I'm using Legendary Lord, which is to send them in front of the rest of the army to stalk and hunt enemy units down. And for that I need damage over time. I don't need piercing, I don't need to decrease their leadership or anything, because they're not going to rout just from me hitting them before the main battle is even joined, so none of that is useful. All that's much more useful on the skinks. And so yeah, I mean, you can see he's already up to like 28,000, so it is a bit of a buff, but it's pretty much exactly what I needed, not to make him overpowered and like a one-unit doomstack sort of thing, which is technically possible with so many other Legendary Lords and various combinations of items and so on and so forth, but not a one-man doomstack, but effectively speaking, a good unit that can, wipe out a couple of enemy units before you really have to join battle with them in the center of your army. Although, with a combination of stealth and bow and everything else, I'm now thinking, is it technically possible to have him on the ground plus 1 flying unit and to have that be a doom stack. And to just use the flying unit to constantly run away from the enemy and use him to shoot the enemy. It technically is, isn't it? Technically you can get away with doing that basically forever. And you saw that shot took out like 9. Ideal shots like that in previously, and then like in the vanilla game, I think would take out maybe 6, 7. So you get a little bit of extra damage in. That's a couple of extra entities you take out, and a little bit more damage to the unit pool as well, I'm noticing, per shot, right? So they're at 6,100. And you take out like another 400 HP per shot with extra extra piercing, extra AoE, and some of the poison damage that gets transferred over. So it's definitely worth grabbing, don't get me wrong. On a high tier lord like this, it feels like the sort of natural progression of his playstyle. But at the same time, nowhere near as impactful as some other legendary lord buffs that you might find out there that genuinely just completely break characters and make them unbelievably powerful. This is more reasonable. Alright, so let's just do the whole thing again and get a little bit more practice in with this, see how he does. And I'll see you at the end of the siege. Oh, that's a pretty standard score right there, a classic 100,000 gold. Sorry, 100,000 damage, 7,700 gold for the legendary lord. Christ almighty. Alright, administrator. Campaign movement range and recruitment cost goes down. It's not bad at all. We got the spawning sequence as well. But now that you mention that, administrator, yeah, we have one right there. But that also means that you can get one, for example, because the extra movement is always welcome. 10% too, it's no small change. Whatever he said, and see, all of this is done, so we can go with Swift Riders. And as for you, I think it's time we start increasing your combat stats. Right. So there goes Lamia. A tier 3 settlement. Increase the geomantic web there. What do we put down as the commandment? I'm not doing too much construction. Growth, I suppose, is not bad. Alignment of war isn't bad either, but I guess growth. You could use a little bit of growth. 1.2k spawning sequences, though, is no small deal. In fact, it's enough to start seriously considering some options, shall we say. And speaking of options, I want Chameleon Skinks here, 3 of them to start with. We'll leave it at that for now. But 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 4th army. That's That's getting more serious now. In every way, shape, and form. Agents of the Moon. Imperial Cathay. They were allied with whatchamacallit, those other guys.
Azray.
Okay.
We will see our homeland persist through.
Orders received.
I can get a trade deal going with you guys. Because I need someone to export my stuff to, and that's going to be another 400 in gold or something like that. Significant amount. And then there's the high elves up here. Yeah, I reckon I should pursue my expansion goals down here towards the vampires. This sort of general area. You can see the raw amount of territory that there is to take in that direction. Okay, we're not upgrading anything else. Your replenishing agents are... Did they do? No, they didn't. Let's just pay for our failures really quickly, because, you know, what else are we gonna do? I should get this guy going back. Actually, I should do that immediately, shouldn't I? Because we already have an army recruiting units, and they're gonna need a sorcerer. That's pretty much exactly what they need. And moving right on, exactly where we left off. So next turn, time for you to head home. Just really quickly, do I maybe perchance see that Chaos Army anywhere now? No. Alright. Get you on the march. We'll see what we can build in a second. Get you on the march as well, although this might not be the worst thing ever to try and do.
I shall unseam your flesh, your steel and stone, and your
14
soul.
settlements. No, I don't need another enemy from the north. I really don't. It's 14 sodding settlements that they have. I have other problems to deal with right now.
I will not. Unwise.
Such as another full army that this guy has somehow managed to recruit. Despite losing access to most of his recruitment buildings. Or at least that's what I thought happened. Clearly not the case. Chameleon's recruited. Tell you what, I want 2 more because he is a skink leader, and then we can get... Well, it wouldn't make much sense to have just level 2 skinks as the main infantry force, would it? It really wouldn't, would it? No, it would not. Give me an ancient salamander in there, and then we'll decide afterwards. Actually, no, we won't. I'll use global recruitment to get them. Unless it's way more expensive. It is significantly more expensive, and I am in no rush to acquire this army. So just give me the salamander and then we'll talk about it. Right, that's fine. you reckon you guys could... oh no, that was 2 armies, one here and one here. Can't really afford to go off chasing after one or the other. But we can move up a little bit. Get him. Additional 6% chance to assassinate successfully. And success, there you go. Look at that. Turns out after a certain number of failures, success is more or less guaranteed. Fascinating. Okay, that's being built up. I want to check the webway strength thing. How's it looking? Yeah. There you go. Now we're at 4. Then we have 3. Then we have 4. And then 2 back here, but it's increasing. And then 2 over here as well, but we'll get to it eventually, right? Yes, we will. And then I don't need much else, I don't think. Could be a tad early for this army, but I don't need money that much. Not the biggest of issues. Okay, what do I do with these sanctums? I can build one more. Or do you reckon I build one here? And I'll explain why I did that too. The reason I did that is I think if I plop down another one of these, they might actually combine. I have to know, right? I absolutely have to know. And then I don't need this. Don't need this. I don't really need this either. Nothing, just the recruitment stuff. Because it might end up saving me a lot of money. If I can recruit for like 100% off in this region, that would be crazy. No, we don't get to recruit everything we want. But we do get to recruit most things. Like we can have a blessed carnosaur, blessed corned ones, blessed sacred croxigors, regular croxigors, stilodons. Yeah, like we can get a decent amount of stuff here. Not literally everything. And for some of the truly top tier stuff, we can't even recruit it yet. So let me have more Dreadsaurians. God, could you imagine an army full of Dreadsaurians? Oh, eventually. That we're gonna get to it though. The truth be told, the game's gonna end before we get to that, but still. Okay, you guys are at war with this lot, so you're not going to be bothering me anytime soon. At least I hope not. That's fine. Move on. And as another calm turn passes, we get ready for what's going to be the fight of the century here. Look at all of this. Yeah. They're doing a lot of allied recruitment, which is kind of annoying. Because they can get some, well, I want to say like somewhat decent troops. They don't have the best, but they can get somewhat decent troops without the appropriate buildings behind them. But what can we do? I wonder if I recruit the 2 Dreadsaurians, like both of them. And they're ludicrously expensive. Do I get That's the capacity per army, right? Yeah. No, sorry, that's capacity per faction, not per army. Quite the opposite, really. Okay, let's not get them in this force just yet. I want to get 2 feral troglodons. And I want to get... I'll tell you what, we can get 1 feral dreadsaurian. Yeah. That's about right. Now, as far as this is concerned, it doesn't stack, does it? It was 180 a minute ago. I mean, I can upgrade it to... Oh no, wait, it's armies in region, not in province. I'll tell you what, after all, it's actually not a terrible idea to build that. Silly as it sounds, it's not the worst idea in the world. I don't know if I should go and attack this thing at all. And this guy is recruiting, and there's another army over here, but this one's kind of far away, and this is within reach. And I need to use this army a little bit more proactively anyway. Interesting options afoot. Alright, this is going to be the main event for today. Is this fight right here. So let's do it. Okay, they don't want to fight me. That's okay. Actually, it gives me some confidence in what I'm doing. Nope, can't do the agent actions because I don't have enough money to do the agent actions. But we're about to get some. Oh boy, are we about to get some. Lots of archers, lots of light cavalry, not a big front line, and then a standard sort of mix-up with the reinforcements. A mix of reinforcements, I should say. Well, we've got this. Let's do it. Well, it's an interesting settlement, of course. I think I know what we're going to do. Sadly, the entire army doesn't have what's called a vanguard deployment, so we're going to have to start from the back rows, each and every single one of us, but that's okay. There's my front line troops. There's the archers. Well, skinks, you get the point. Range support, shall we call them. Oxyotl can go there. And then 1 beast per lane. Cavalry left flank. Right flank. Blessed Croxagors in the center. Because I want to make the center a bit stronger. And then the little birds can go in the back. Here's what I want to do. Attack here, and attack here at the same time. Is that smart? I don't know, but my idea is to stretch them out so that they can't focus their attention on one end and create a big choke point. And at the same time, by stretching them out, which increasingly sounds more and more like a double entendre, but it's not meant as such. By spreading the enemy forces out. No, that still sounds not so great. By doing that, I hope to create holes in their frontline troops so that I can get to the back and attack the archers and thus win the fight in its entirety. They have a lot of troops, as you can see. We need to just power through most of that right now. You got spotted more or less immediately, but I think if I plop you down somewhere over here, you're going to be invisible and be able to shoot. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's go. We'll get these guys into the fray later. The idea being that they can join in by punching through. And tell you what, they're going to be worth their weight in gold. I'm going to stay back with these guys for now. My reason for doing so is because I want them to target enemy infantry, but at a later date. Okay, that is very good. That is very good as well. Lock that down. They're already... You see, their front line is already crumbling. They've already created a hole here. And more or less, I'm kind of through. Yeah? And then see if there's a company of melee troops somewhere in the rear that's isolated. We can probably use that. If not, then, you know, oh well. You're not doing a ton of damage, are you? What's wrong, buddy? Come on. Get in the fight. Nah, I don't want the skink. Like, not really, you know what I mean? Okay, just about now. Ready to bring up the cav. You're not really doing anyone any favors, are you? Kind of a crying shame, that. If these guys picking a fight with the enemy this way, that is kind of funny. Tell you what, you need to go and help them. You guys can deal with the flagellants, and that's going to be fine. Who can I heal? Well, from over here, no one. Heal yourself. It's actually not a terrible idea. Yeah, get out of there. You guys are going to push on through. I want you up there, providing fire support. Need healing drop this way, ASAP. Oh yeah. Good. And an offensive spell dropped right there. Awesome, that's what we're looking for. Well, there's no scenario in which we go through this entire battle without taking a lot of casualties. I think that's... Well, that's not technically true. There is a scenario in which that happens, but there's no scenario in which I don't break the AI and that doesn't happen, so... And like I said, I won't use the BS strategies of previous battles, because it's, honestly, it's just too much. Okay, pop down another one of these. Heal the Croxagors. And just keep fighting. We've broken past most of the enemy defenses. Need you to move up a bit. You guys have done a good job. I'm gonna need you up here to help with the center, because that's where most of us are. That's where we're losing the most amount of men. You can go divert towards the center as well. You have your job. Take care of it. And you're doing God's work over there really nicely. And once we've broken through the left flank, which we already have technically, we can move out and support the center again, because that's where most of the fighting is happening. Unsurprisingly, right? Put down another one of those. Heal the Croxagors again. These guys need healing too. Yikes. This is okay. You two. Need to support those guys. The Croxagors, I reckon it's time for you guys to pull out. I'm gonna spawn one of these just to... Well, to be honest with you, just to have him there. Okay, you've broken most of the enemy troops this way. Time to come around. I reckon you could take out that unit. It's annoying me. Doing this just to make sure I don't lose the Crocs. Would be highly annoying. Okay, you got yourself in a spot of bother. You have yourself in a spot of bother as well. Not ideal. It's you guys that I need help with. Alright, excellent. Everyone that's heavily damaged, get the hell out of there. The rest of you continue the good fight. I'm assuming we just need to kill the unbroken units at this point, of which there are none. /1. It's a bit difficult to say. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Technically, they're going to call it a close victory. I don't really see it as that close, but mainly the damage on Oxyotl was, let's just be honest, pitiful. Like, really just pitiful. Crying shame for his weaponry, really, like... Oh, man. Is there really nothing I can do about that? Let me take another look. Is there anything for the Silence and the Fury DLC as a whole? Not quite, no. Oh well. That's fine. I mean, 10,000 is still nothing to sneeze at. More importantly, though, 6,000 gold. 7,000 income, if you can believe that. Short campaign victory complete. Glory to you, glory to us. The war will go ever on, for that is the nature of this turbulent world, but for this moment we can claim victory. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have claimed victory. Seems a teeny tiny bit premature. Not gonna lie. We haven't even ended the war we're in currently against the humans, but... I mean, I can see it definitely, yeah. I mean, we're building the 4th army, and around that point you're pretty much just rolling over everything that looks at you funny. So, yeah, I was gonna do this, except I can't. The percentage chance is too low. So just sit there for a turn. And then we can focus our effort on upgrading some of the stuff over here. That works out just fine. Alright. One more settlement for our enemies, and we need to pick another fight with someone. Did I move you? I did not. Get you going, because the war can't start without this army. We're now expanding the front lines. They're going to be very wide. So we can't start with at least one more army. Over here. You get down there. Well, I would say we're about ready. Next turn. Alright. Sequence of the Great Temples. Research complete. We are now researching income from mines and quarries. I don't think we have a single mine or quarry in our faction yet, but we will. We will eventually. I have no doubt that it will at some point happen, so with that in mind, we keep going. I'll tell you what, this is all fine too. Can I reach the... No, can't reach the Great Tree yet. And that's fine.
My plan.
Also can't reach the final enemy settlement in one turn. Unfortunate. Oddly enough, experience for once, because we haven't done that ever, basically. Move you out again. And over here, I want a Star Chamber. We already have one of these in the province. Get these two up as well. And we're basically ready to move out. I just need to come up with 50 gold somehow, if at all possible.
Submit to your king.
Oh, that's interesting. There's another Tomb King down there.
Warlord.
Okay. Well, tell you what. I guess just line the cards for you to act this turn. I can't afford to pay for another one of your failures. If it wasn't so true, it'd be funny ever. Anywho, next turn. Let's see. We're about ready to wrap this up. We'll do one more and then I reckon we'll stop when we wipe out the Empire faction from our borders. Huh. Well, here's a screen we haven't seen in a while. Someone declaring war on me. Amon Chakai of the Swords of Change. Heralds of Zinch. He's on the opposite end of the map. Of course, he can use the portal to get closer to me through the Plague Lord lands, but sort of irrelevant. That's it's a bit odd. I mean, I know I'm at war with a bunch of factions, and that makes me look weaker, but still, didn't really expect it. Well, all right, is what it is. Just about ready to continue. I mean, oddly enough, the turns get a little bit faster as you go down the timeline of this campaign, because there's fewer factions. The map stays the same, and yeah, if anything, it gets more complex with the amount of armies and structures and everything happening, but that's not the problem. The sheer number of factions is what's driving up the turn timers. Wild Hunt begins, ambush discovered, Rite of Awakening is available for us. Okay, first and foremost, success. Would you look at that? Success. Truly shocking. Okay, now which one of these was for... Was this one, right? Control and wound recovery time, that's the best one we can do. Or an agent. And then, recruitment-wise, I could use just pure Temple Guard for this army. And I could technically use Skink cohorts as well, but ha ha ha. Yeah, so we have one Salamander. Could get a Bastillodon, Feral Carnosaur. No, tell you what, we're gonna go with the Temple Guard. And yeah, recruitment is now free, so plop a bunch of those down. Speed things up. So that's 16 out of 20. 6 Temple Guard, more than enough, I would say. After that, we can use... a Stegodon, realistically. Or something along those lines, I don't know. Although we can summon their blessed forms too. Yeah. Leave it at this for now, and then summon the blessed forms of units. The question is which units, right? Blessed horned ones? Definitely 2 of those. That's 18. I'll go with a Blessed Carnosaur. And I'll go with Blessed Ancient Stegodon. A bunch of dinos. Some of the guys like that. To form a front line and then to help them out. Some skirmishing infantry as well as oh, I mucked up, didn't I? I mucked up, didn't leave space for a hero. Okay, tell you what, that's okay, because I've changed my mind and you're not getting a Feral Dreadsaurian. Or are you? No, you're not. No, you're not getting a feral Dreadsaurian. Sorry, not good enough. I can't let a skink command a Dreadsaurian. Wrong cast, yeah? Get you down there. And while we're at it, next turn we're going to make yet another army. Because we're able to. Oh yeah, we're going to get this guy and we're going to get him all the dinosaurs. And nothing but the dinosaurs. Life Mage, probably put one hero in there and then just focus on dinos all the way. I have a doom stack of nothing but saurians and carnosaurs and God knows what else. And not exciting, but an auto resolve to end the Order of the Twin-Tailed Orb. And in doing so, we've actually been renamed. Well, maybe not immediately, but shall we say roughly with the fall of the Empire in these regions, we've also earned ourselves a new name. That being The Returned. The long-lost hunter's reappearance accompanied portents of demons returning and war eternal, but also a spontaneous and unheralded spawning of his kind. Nothing changes as far as the faction is concerned. But, wait, no, we haven't been renamed. We are still the Deadwood Temple Cities. I thought this was the name of the... Well, you know what? Headlaw, we've been renamed, okay? I genuinely thought that's what that was, the faction name. But I guess not. Okay, tell you what though, I think we're going to end it here. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, yeah, we're going to leave this battle for next time. I don't know if I want to fight it manually though, or if I want to auto-resolve. It's not going to be the most fun thing ever. You know, I'll come to that decision at a later date. We're almost at the end of the campaign, though, as far as I'm concerned. We can keep pushing this way, and I probably will, but it's not going to be the most fun, entertaining thing ever, because we're just going to be stomping over literally everyone. Personally, I will continue this campaign, definitely, because I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I want to see those Dreadsaurians in action, and I reckon I'm going to leave one more episode for just those purposes, but I won't record them turn by turn like this. I'm just going to skip ahead to when we see those dinosaurs in action, those lovely beasties of mine, yes? But until then, I reckon this is more than enough for this series. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you at a different time with some different content for this channel. Have fun, take care, and bye-bye.